STELIOS, how you doing, my bro?
How good is it to watch Tottenham play attacking football, scoring goals, and winning a game of football? I mean, how refreshing is it to actually watch that on a field of play? I forgot what it looked like. I
Yeah.
genuinely can't remember the last time we attacked for 90 minutes and won a game of football.
Yeah, it's nice to jog your memory still in the European competition as well. We've swept Dortmund aside today. How much of an impact do you think the red card had?
It's impossible to tell. It's impossible to tell because we were all over them before the red card. So it's hard to tell, guys. I mean, it happened quite early on in the game, so you'd probably say it did have an impact because there was still 75 minutes of football to be played.
Yeah,
but we were the better team before it.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I'd look at it.
I mean, there was such top performances on the pitch today from each and every player that started. I mean, we were down to the bare bones today. Jed Spence out at left wing. Not many players on the bench to come on and change things. I mean, Javi Simmons today, what a performance he put in, right?
Yeah. I mean, I want Danny Kay to come on tonight and tell us how shit all the players are. Danny, I want to see you on tonight. Tell me how crap these players. I'm having fun. I love Danny. And this has been my big moan with Frank all season is that nobody is going to tell me that these players are as crap as we've been watching. Okay, nobody. Tonight we played Borussia Dortmund, who have only lost one game in Germany all season. They've only lost a couple of games in Europe. Okay, they're no mugs. This isn't a crap average. Oh, we're playing Copenhagen. We're playing AZ Alkmaar. No, this is a good team we played tonight. Okay, and we were all over them. And it comes down to two things for me. Number one, we stopped playing this ridiculous 4-3-3, which I've been criticising every single week. It doesn't work every game. You can't keep playing 4-3-3. And when people say, oh, we haven't got the players, we can't do... We were depleted tonight. This is the weakest Spurs team we've put out, so we can do it. So that's
Does it help as well, Stel? No Paulinho, no Bentancur. You've got Archie Gray and Bergvall sitting, two forward-thinking players.
Stel, let me just add on to that. Let me just add on to that as well for you to go on. Ben just mentioned the forward-thinking players. I'm going to mention a player that I adore, and I think he makes such a difference. Having Destiny at that left back, that natural left footer, getting up and down, I think our best performances have come when he's at left back to add that balance. And obviously with the two forward-thinking midfielders Ben mentioned, I think they've had a major impact today.
Well, yeah, this was going to be my second point. So my first point was stop this 4-3-3 nonsense. My second point is we have got attacking fullbacks at this club. Porro, Spencer, Udogie. Before they came to Tottenham, Porro at Sporting Lisbon, Udogie at Udinese, and Jed Spence at Nottingham Forest. Go and watch them play, and then look how Frank's been making them play this season. When they're allowed to push up further and to be more attacking, this is what you will see more often. Not every single week, but you will see this more often. And I think Frank was forced into it tonight because of the injuries. But these are things I've been saying for weeks. Push the fullbacks higher up the pitch. You don't have to keep playing 4-3-3. Xavi Simmons, he can't just play by himself in that role in a 4-3-3 system. He played in a 4-2-2-2-2 at Leipzig. Now today we had more midfielders, which meant he was allowed to link up and connect with more players in the middle of the park. These are things I've been saying. It's frustrated the hell out of me that it's taken an injury crisis for Frank to say, right, I better change it up here because I haven't got the players to do what I normally do. But that was the difference for me tonight. We're more on the front foot and we're more aggressive down the channels when we actually play a system that allows these players to play better because we're playing them to their strengths. Now, it doesn't mean this will happen every week, guys, because we're going to have bad games. But I've seen too many bad games where the players look completely lost, completely out of their depth, and that allows fans to say they're all shit, they're all crap, this squad's rubbish. But they're not. they're not crap. They're not great, but tonight they showed against a good Dortmund team, if we're allowed to play in a slightly different way with a different system, we have got something about us that will cause teams problems. And that means we should be further up the league table, not 14th.
Well, still, you look at it as well. I think a major factor in that, which helped us as well, was obviously Solanke with his hold-up play. What did you make of Solanke 70 minutes?
That's got to be one of the most flukiest goals I've ever seen.
Oh, mate, that's 1-2 with himself. The 1-2 with himself, brother.
Yeah, don't forget the fluky assist from Udogie as well. How he gets
that was Bergkamp Pest. That was Bergkamp Pest. That was Mens.
At the end of the day, he's a striker, right? If you get the ball into the danger area, the whole point of having players that can get the ball into the dangerous area is something drops for you. And it dropped for Solanke. Okay, a couple of ricochets, but unless you get those balls into those areas and there's someone in that position to actually get onto the end of it, then you'll never know what will happen. So I'll tell you what I will say though about tonight. I'm not going to get carried away with it because I remember when we played Burnley first game of the season, we won 3-0. Richarlison scored 2 world-class Puskas goals. And then we went away to Man City and we were fantastic. I mean, that City performance was superb. And then we kind of unravelled a bit. Then we won, then we lost. And then since then, the wheels just came flying off. Unless there's some consistency in the approach to the game, the team selection, and how we set up, then tonight will just be a purple patch and we'll go back to normal. So we could beat Burnley next game and everyone's like, yay. Okay. Are we going to stick to this when we go and play Man United, Man City, Arsenal, when we've got that really difficult February period? Or are we going to go, right, no, everyone back, 4-3-3, play not to lose? Because then it's going to be an absolute catastrophe and it'll be a disaster. So tonight in isolation, very happy, really good. But I want to see this happen more often now. And for us to play a system that frees Xavi Simons and allows the fullbacks to get high up the pitch and be more attacking. So let's see what we do against Burnley. If I was Frank, I'd be in two minds. Do you bring back Van der Ven? Do you bring back Conor Gallagher? Do you bring back Bissouma? Do you bring back all these players that didn't play tonight? Or do you say, do you know what? Let me go with that starting 11 from tonight. And
well, Bergval's got to come out. Yeah. Bergval's injured.
Okay, so Bergval comes out. That sorts itself out. Do you let Mateus Tell come back in, who's actually been playing okay for us more recently? These are big decisions Frank's going to have to make. And I wouldn't want to be in his position for that, by the way, because if he does go and change it all when we lose, he's going to get absolutely torn to pieces for the changes. But if he sticks to it and he doesn't make the changes and we lose, everyone's going to say, oh, why didn't you? He's in a bit of a difficult situation going into the Burnley game now. It's a tough call because for me, I personally don't like breaking up a winning formula. And those players tonight will come off the pitch with confidence. And I think if you start them the next game, they start the next game with confidence. So for me, I would hardly make any changes. The only change I would make is maybe bring in Van der Ven for Danzo, and that's it. And see what happens.
Still, I'm kind of glad you said that because I was going to ask you. I said it, I can't remember what game, and I've seen a few people in the chat say it. I actually think we look more defensively secure when Danzo's there. Don't get me wrong, Romero and Van der Ven are the top two, but every time Danzo comes in, whether it be to deputise for Van der Ven or like today, or Romero when it was at Newcastle, I don't know what it is. Because of his aerial dominance, I think we look more settled at the back when Danzo's in. Not saying he should be first choice, but again today, he's winning everything in the air. He's so dominant and so powerful. I don't know if I would drop. I think, like you said, changing a winning team, I don't know. I don't know at the moment with Danzo. I think he deserves a start.
Which is why we should play with a back three.
Yeah.
Because Van der Ven, what anyone says, he's our best defender at the club. Then you've got the facts, as you just said, about Danzo. And Romero, whatever abuse and hate Romero gets, yet again he pops up with a goal.
Yep.
Yet again, when we need someone to lead the charge or get us out of a pickle, there he is doing what he does. So I'd love to see us go to a back three with the fullbacks pushed up really high, one holding mid, two attacking mids. For me, I've wanted that since probably about November when I realised what this squad is and isn't capable to do. The problem is, Brian, if you start Danzo in the back two, who are you dropping?
That is the issue. That really is the issue. I agree with you with the back five.
You can't start Danso regularly over Van de Ven or Romero.
Not regularly, but
this is the dilemma. If you're going to play Danzo,
rotation.
But that's the beauty of having a good defender as a backup. Yeah. Once one of them is out, one can deputise very well.
A bit more safe and solid when he's there. I honestly do. Whether it's because Van de Ven's bombing forward or whatever, or Romero is streaming forward like he has done, Danso's always there. He is always dependable, and I don't care what anyone says. Aerially, he's our best defender by a country goddamn mile.
Stel, you just can't understand this football club. Whenever you think Spurs going to win, everyone was saying before the West Ham game, yeah, we're shit, but we're going to win this game, and we lose it. Before this game, everyone's saying, we got no chance, we're going to get battered, we've only got 11 fit outfield players, we go and win the game. I see you after the West Ham game, and both of us are saying, all right, Frank's got to go tonight. You're fuming, I'm fuming. We're both in agreement saying, Frank, this is it for Frank. This is the end of the road. He's got to go tonight. They leave him in for the Dortmund game, albeit it looked like he was sacked. What is the opinion now? Has your opinions changed at all? Because obviously we were both dead set on Frank's got to go.
No, it hasn't changed. I think tonight...
So would you sack him still then? Tonight?
Yes. Because I think he was forced into this situation tonight because of the injuries and the players that are ineligible to play and suspensions. I don't believe we would have set up the way we did tonight if we had... Conor Gallagher, Basuma, Van de Ven, Palhinha, Tell still in the squad. I don't believe we would have set up like this tonight. I think it was forced. There was a game this season where we went away to PSG and we started with Bergvall and Gray. Do you remember?
Yep.
And that was we were saying, what are we doing with these two in midfield?
Yeah.
Everyone was saying that was a really good performance. Really, it happened again tonight. Bergvall and Gray, but Bergvall and Gray can't be the solution. Because we've seen games where they do play together, it doesn't work. Just sometimes, everything drops for you. We got off on the right foot. The way we set up suited the players that we had on the pitch. Them going down to 10 men, things fell for us nicely tonight. If you see this for 4 or 5 games in a row, then the conversation about maybe Frank can turn this around. But I don't believe he's going to do this for the next 3-4 games.
Is there a possibility? Is there a possibility though, like with all the noise coming into this game, basically everyone saying he's a dead man walking? Is there a possibility that finally the penny might drop with him?
No, because I think he was forced into this, Ben. I think tonight...
No, I get that, but because he was forced into it and he's seen the performance that these players have produced, is there a possibility on the back of that the penny might have dropped with him?
We'll have to wait and see. I can't answer that question. We'll have to... Listen, by the end of February, you'll know the answers to everything.
But surely they can't actually sack him now, can they?
Well, do you know what? Just quick on that. Maybe this meeting that they had... One of the stipulations may have been no more of this type of football. You now go full throttle, and if we have one more lacklustre, I mean, this is me just spitting ideas out.
Then who's in control? Then who's in control of the team?
That's the other issue. That's the other issue still. That's
the
other issue.
Vinay and Lange in the dugout. Look, away from home, we've got the second best record in the league. At home, we're the most horrendous club in Europe, in the league. In the Cups, we've crashed out of all of them. And in Europe, we haven't lost at home in 24 games. So
this club,
nothing makes sense.
And this was probably the hardest one on paper of the lot.
At home, yeah. At home, definitely. So nothing makes sense, guys. It doesn't make sense. We play anybody. Anyone can come to Spurs in the league. West Ham, Fulham, Wolverhampton Wanderers, and they'll beat us, or they'll get a result of some kind. Sunderland, doesn't matter. Brentford, whoever comes to us, they'll get a result. We go away, and we're different. We're more resilient. We can get a draw at least, a couple of wins. In Europe, we're a different side in Europe. You know, we've got something about us, more resilience, a bit more luck. Like against Monaco, we had quite a bit of luck in that game. I can't explain it. When I was growing up, people used to say to me, "There's something about Tottenham Hotspur midweek under the lights. There's just something about Tottenham on a European night," and I think that kind of plays into it as well, where we just seem to be up for it in Europe, and we've always been like that for years. Under Poch, under Redknapp, under Ange, under most managers, we were up for it midweek under the lights. So it's so difficult. But if you go back to last season, this was a very similar situation. Loads of injuries, going into a big game, and the board decided to keep Ange, and this year it seems like they've decided to keep Frank. The problem is, Ange actually had a chance of winning the Europa. Whether we believed he would do it or not, it was a realistic chance.
Yep.
Guys, there's no way we're winning the Champions League. And it's not me being negative. I watched Arsenal tonight. We aren't getting past them. Even Inter Milan were good tonight and they lost. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Guys, this is a different competition. We're not going to win it. So if you're going to keep Frank because we're doing well in Champions League games, then we're going to go to hell in the league. We really are going to end up in deep shit in the league. So you're not going to have the Europa Cup to have this big parade at the end of the season and automatic European qualification. If we're going to be in Europe next season and we're going to have the money from Europe, we need to focus on the league. But if it's Champions League that's keeping his job, mate, how is that going to work out this year? Because it can't. It's going to end up in catastrophe. We had an exit strategy last season. There was a way out of the mess last season. And that's why Ange focused on that. Is Frank going to go all in on the Champions League? Is he going to do what Ange did? Because I don't think he's going to pull it off. I don't think any manager can pull it off with this current squad.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely spot on. But we were saying his job was untenable after the West Ham game. Surely this buys him a little bit more time at least.
Yeah, it will. It will buy him more time. It will. I want to say we're going to beat Burnley, but I said that about West Ham.
Don't say it.
Just say we'll lose and we'll win.
Exactly. Reverse psychology.
Yeah. Look, but Burnley are going to win 3-1. We don't stand a chance. You know, Turf Moor, difficult place to go this time of year. You know, Scotty Parker, he knows how we are as a club.
Yeah, Marcus Edwards.
Yeah. It's such a conundrum because if we continue to be bad in the league, this enjoyable, happy fans going home with a smile on their face, it's going to be very, very short-lived. And within the next 2-3 games, it's going to go straight back to what we saw against West Ham, that atmosphere, that mood. It's a massive, massive gamble keeping Frank for me, in my opinion, because we just seem to be all right in Europe.
Yeah.
But it's the league that's the big problem for us. We haven't even got a cheeky FA Cup run just to keep us a little bit content. It's the league and the Champions League. I don't believe this squad can do both. I simply don't. Yeah. And that's where it's going to be a challenge for us this season. But as a one-off game, that I'm glad we won. It's nice to watch us play attacking football. It's nice to watch us dominate a team. And it's nice to see our players putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, it's nice to see everyone with smiles on their faces. That's the main thing. After Saturday, I mean, I thought I wasn't going to smile again for the rest of the season, to be fair. But we've got a super chat for you, Stel, from the one and only Danny Kiriakou. And he says, Stel, it's one game. They can't play it week in, week out. I always say this. Saying they can do it is so ridiculous. These players have proven they cannot do this every single game. What would you say to
These
that?
these players are stuck in a rigid 4-3-3 formation, which doesn't work for them most weeks, Danny. Tactical Frank, strategic changing Frank has been so rigid in his approach to most games this season. Tonight, we're in a back five, out of possession, into an attacking play with the fullbacks pushing really high up and overlapping, more plays in the middle of the park surrounding Xavi Simons. Is a completely different approach. We were on that front foot pressing from minute one, and we didn't take our foot off that gas the whole game. Normally, we press for the first 15 minutes, and then we pull back and let the other teams come at us. So I disagree with Danny. We played a completely different system tonight. We didn't even know if it was Porro or Spence that was going to be the winger today. We didn't even know, and that's what I mean about us being different tonight in our approach. What I'll also say as well, and to all the fans out there that want to slander Udogie, we are a much better team with Udogie. If you can't see that, I don't know what you're watching. He's a good player.
Yep.
Injuries have hampered him. Yes, he has the odd bad game. Everyone has a bad game, right? But when he's got a run in the squad and when he's fit, we are a much better team. We were a better team with him when Ange was here, and we're a better team with him when Frank is here. So I don't want to hear all this Ben Davis hype. Oh, Ben Davis had a good game.
Don't worry, Ben Davis has played his last game for Spurs still.
Yeah, and it's a sad way for him to leave if it's on an injury. But I want to praise Udogie tonight, because what Udogie does is he does free the player in front of him to be more proactive, to be more direct, to be more adventurous. And also, he's a player that defensively is a good player when you compare him to Porro on the other side. Udogie can actually defend, right? He's not prime Danny Rose, but a fit Udogie makes Tottenham Hotspur better. And I don't like it when people kind of use him as a target, because we target a lot of players at this club. Oh, he's shit, he's shit, he's shit, he's shit, he's shit. Everyone's shit. The whole club, they're not. There's players that shouldn't be here because they're not at the level we need. We know that. We know who they are. But there's also players here that get given a bad rep unfairly. And I honestly believe if Udogie could stay fit and give us a good, 4 months of the season left, we're a much better team with him in on the pitch than without him.
Still, I think all our best performances this season have come when he's on the pitch. Seriously,
Warren, if you look at last season, when Udogie, Van der Ven, Romero, and Porro were all fit, Ange's win rate was really high. We actually won a hell of a lot of games when all four were fit. The problem is, there's always one of them either injured or suspended, or we never really have those four all fit at the same time. And with Jed Spence, who can slot into the wing-back roles as well, it makes us more versatile. But I agree with you, Brian. Udogie, we definitely get more positive results with him on the pitch.
Yep.
Stel, last question. If we do go into that Burnley game this weekend and we see the same dynamics of the team that we saw today, do you think your opinion or a lot of fans' opinions will start to change?
Difficult, because it's Burnley, isn't it? They're the worst team in the league. Or one of the worst teams in the league.
But even against poor sides this season, we've still seen us be defensive and quite rigid.
I don't know, because away from home, Ben, we're actually not a bad side away from home.
But we haven't been playing like that. We've been relying on set pieces a lot away from home.
I'll stick to what I said earlier on. If I see what I saw tonight happen for the next 3, 4, 5 games, then I'll say yeah.
So let me just caveat that as well. What if the performances are like this, but let's just say this game of Manchester City, we play the way we did, but we take 2 points. We get draws in both, but the performances are there, but the results are not. Where we've had the results not being there and the performances not being there. So what would you say if we came out, played the next 2 games in the league, the way we've played tonight, attacking free-flowing football, but we get 2 points?
See, this is the fuckeries of the situation. Man City, we always beat them. I don't know what it is. Whenever we play them, we beat them, don't we? It's the one team, you know, we're either going to get 3 points or we're getting a draw. It's so hard to judge based on the next couple of games, which is why I said the next 4 or 5, because that will be a real gauge. Because you've got Burnley, who are second from bottom. Spurs aren't too shabby on the road.
Yep.
Then you've got what do you call
Man
it?
City.
I'll tell you what, Brian. We've got Frankfurt away as well, haven't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that would be a more fair reflection. Because
our next,
we've been rubbish on the road in Europe. We've been rubbish on the road in Europe. So let's see what happens on the road.
Put it this way, Stel. Our next 4 games: Burnley away, Frankfurt away, Manchester United away, I think, then Man City at home.
No,
I think.
Man City first.
Man City at home, then Manchester United away. Manchester United, I think we're unbeaten in our last 5 or 6 games against them, including a Europa League final. Man City is Man City.
I think we're going to play a different Man United under Carrick.
Yeah, I agree with
watched
that.
them against Man City.
They're
Just some of the basic one-touch passing they were playing, they weren't doing that under Amorim. And Bruno Fernandes looked like a man possessed. If they are still like that when we play them, I think we're in big trouble. I think we're in big trouble when we play them because they looked good. But let's see, because that could just be a little honeymoon period for them as well. Look, I'd like to think we're going to beat Burnley. We're going to get at least a draw at Frankfurt, because now we're in a position where I think just a draw automatically qualifies us for the next round. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it a draw?
I think. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because we're 5th in the table now, or 4th.
We're
in
4th.
the Champions League table. How mad is that, by the way? How mad is that?
Insane.
You can't write this shit, man.
I think how many points from us until the 9th place team in the Champions League at the moment?
That's what Ben
Well, there's a whole
now.
round of fixtures tomorrow, obviously.
Oh, of course. Okay, yeah. All right, forget what I said. Really, we need to beat Frankfurt. So you'd like to think we're going to go for it and not settle just for a playoff, which is another 2 games in February, which will affect our fixtures in February. So I'm going to say, look, we beat Burnley, a draw in Frankfurt. I mean, this Man City team on the ropes, man. Bodo Glimt tore them to pieces.
Dr. Tottenham.
Yeah, they got Gehi in now, though.
And Haaland.
Right, I'm going to say a draw against Man City because we're their bogey team. I think we lose to Man United away, though. I think that now has become a very different game. So 1 win in the league, 1 loss, 1 draw, and a draw at Frankfurt. I think Frank keeps his job, if that's the case.
Then a small matter of the North London derby coming after that.
Ooh, we're going to get whooped. We're going to get whooped. I'm not even going to pretend or even be like, yeah, do you know what?
I'm not doing it this time.
Mate, Arsenal are the real deal, man.
Mate, they couldn't even beat Nottingham Forest last week.
Yeah, but they can't be beaten. They don't lose. They don't lose games, this Arsenal team. It's just the worst thing that could be happening to us. But yeah, man, look, they've got the ability to bring on 8 subs and completely change the entire game. Their bench is the best in the league, guys. And
their whole bench gets into our first team.
Look at our bench tonight. Look at our bench tonight. There's a bunch of 17-year-olds.
Yeah, to be fair, we had 15 players out for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I just look. Never say never. You go into North London derby more hope than belief, but yeah, I don't want to talk about that game yet. Let's deal with it when it comes. I don't want to talk about it.
Big up, Stel, mate. Thanks for coming on today.
Stel,
and we'll speak to you next time.
Next Thursday. We got to meet up.
Yeah, we say it every show, so we'll meet up.
We'll speak tomorrow. We'll speak tomorrow. We'll speak tomorrow.
All right,
we'll
guys.
sort it.
Have a good one. Come on,
Stel. Come on, you Spurs.